All right, so it is baseball season, and it is 19th March. Tomorrow's the first day of spring, so why not celebrate the first day of spring with some more baseball? So, sticking with Action PC Baseball, I had somebody in the comments after last night's game saying, "What is this? Never saw this game before. It looks cool." So, in my continued effort to keep playing digital baseball and getting people interested, we'll do some Action PC Baseball. Someone else asking for a out of the park tutorial, so I'm not sure exactly what this person wants, if it's going to be kind of a general tutorial or what have you, but certainly glad to do that coming up on the channel. So this is the Baseball History Collection Franchise League. Pretty cool stuff. But first, quick announcement. So Clay Dresslove announced that the new release of Baseball Mogul coming out. So it's going to be an incremental update this time. And there's Tim. He says, I'll admit, I would much rather have these games to be later in the week. Having two games that matter and then another week off just blows. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. So, Tim, I hope you're doing well. And yeah, hopefully you've, I don't know if you haven't sort of made any I don't know whether you've continued right your extended idea of the for the Gaylord Perry project. So let us know in the chat. So Saturday nights when we do that's when I'll be back on StreamYard, so we can have people on mic and all that kind of cool stuff. So just saw Tim over at Legend Sports Universe Franchise Stars Baseball League. I got home in the ninth inning, so I'm going to have to catch that game a little later this evening or tomorrow. But my Buccos in that league, 12-game winning streak, baby. We'll take it. We will definitely take it. And still none of our real big guns, none of the real big gun buckos are there yet. All right, so here we are, Action PC Baseball. But yeah, so that's the deal. Also for those of you who might have bought it last year, Clay's giving a pretty hefty discount with a coupon coming. So I'm going to wait for that. Again, incremental update this time. This isn't a big update for Baseball Mogul. I'm hoping that this is a sign that Clay is going to be that there was some talk of him possibly at some point converting or making a digital version, whatever, of season ticket baseball. So I'm hoping, Baseball Mogul certainly had its day. It's not a bad game on any stretch of the imagination. Also, he's keeping the price to $39.95. Now, when I was talking about prices the other night, um, and again, I kind of have to make out of the park baseball the gold standard, especially for baseball games that give you every season. So, out of the park baseball is $10 more, regular retail price, whatever, and you get so much more with out of the park baseball. So I'm not sure that the it's cool of Clay to keep it at $39.99, but I really think that's kind of even high now, considering that out of the park baseball is light years away. And Clay, I doubt you ever come here or anything, but not knocking your game, but it's time to retire her. I think the great Belle, as it were. She's done her dance. Now her dance card is full. So Tim says he hasn't sadly haven't thought about filming. Did Game 3 Best of Cleveland advanced film, but not uploaded. Well, Tim, you're as much of a slacker as I am, my friend. All right, we got some great matchups here tonight in this baseball this franchise league here, and it's like finding the one I want to play or do tonight. So we did Toronto and the Angels last night. Tonight would have been Mark Langston and Roger Clemens. Certainly a good matchup there. We got Martinez versus Gibson here, Washington and St. Louis. Let me see who's. Let's see if Tim's Indians are playing. They're playing Tampa Bay. So meh. Cleveland 1-0 to start the season. Again, just getting going on this one. We got Greg Maddux and Epirixie, Braves and Reds. Looks like a good one as well. Pitching matchups are always fun. I think the one we're going to go with, though, is Baltimore at Oakland. Mike Cuellar versus Vita Blue. I think will be that one. But boy, the Cubs and Giants, I'm kind of leaning that way as well. Hippo Vaughn versus Amos Russi. So Amos Russi, known as the Hoosier Thunderbolt. Uh, Russi, a Hall of Famer, of course, a fireballer. But then there was some rookie that came up, and his name was Christy Mathewson. And so Amos Russi still stayed on the Giants, but had no more wins ahead of him. And of course, Christy Mathewson had hundreds of wins. So kind of a passing of the torch from the Hoosier Thunderbolt to Big Six, to Matty, to whatever. So we don't get to see Russi too much on the channel, nor Hippo Vaughn. Although I think Hippo Vaughn we've seen a lot more in the these guys that they have the franchise or the Fields of Dreams League. So it's a kind of a toss up between Cuellar and Blue or Vaughn and Russi. You can't go wrong with any of these. Um, that's kind of what I'm thinking here. I think since it was American League last night, we'll do National League tonight. So, and we will, I think, we'll go ahead and manage the Cubbies. We'll manage the Giants. We'll manage the Giants. Let's go. All right. Okay, and we need lineup versus lefty. And we are on our way to the ballpark. Yep. All right, here we are, AT&T Park in the city by the bay for tonight's game between the Cubs and the Giants. Hippo Vaughn will be taking the mound for the Cubbies, and he will be opposed by the Hoosier Thunderbolt, Amos Russi. 64 degrees here in San Francisco, and of course it's windy. 18-mile-per-hour wind that's blowing left to right. And as somebody once said, the coldest winter he ever spent was the summer he spent in San Francisco. All right, so kind of fun. We see Rogers Hornsby playing for the Cubs as opposed for the Cardinals, but it all makes sense. I just got to change one thing here because Stonewall Jackson here, Travis Jackson, it just looks weird. I got to move him over a little bit. So let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. So park layout. And I don't even have to go full screen for this. I just got to move him over. It just looks a little bit strange. There we go. That's better. I think everything else looks pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Yep. All right. There we go. All right. Rogers Hornsby to lead things off here. He's off to a 250 start. A home run and 3 runs batted in. The Hoosier Thunderbolt is dealing now. 2 balls, no strikes on the Raja. And we'll look at the starting defense after this. Long fly ball to right. But that one down into the glove of the great Mel Ott. Let's look at the starting defense here for we'll just call them the Giants, although I will say San Francisco occasionally. In left field, Barry Bonds. In center, Willie Mays. In right, Mel Ott. So what a powerful outfield this one is, huh? All right, at first baseman, here's a Hall of Famer that doesn't get a lot of love. Bill Terry at first. The Fordham Flash, Frankie Frisch at second. At shortstop, Travis Stonewall Jackson. At third base, Matt Williams. Catching, Buck Ewing. And on the mound, Amos Russi. So a 19th century battery going here. All right, here's Stan Hack now, third baseman for the Cubbies. He's got an RBI hitting 200 thus far. Amos Russi deals the 2-0 pitch on the way. Stan Hack, bouncer to short. Jackson up with it. And on to first. Score that one 6-3 as Bill Terry gloves it for the putout. 2 up, 2 down for Hack Wilson. So Wilson making his first plate appearance of the season for the Chicago Cubs. 2-2 pitch. And Wilson sends this one high and deep and gone to left. Open the window, Aunt Minnie. Hack Wilson taking Amos Rusi downtown. First home run of the season, 375 feet. And Chicago gets on the board first. Chris Slovic, he says, hey, hope all is well. Hope all is well with you, Chris. Didn't get a chance yet to check out your new project, but I will. Till I got done and out of here and had to do some things last night. It was late and had to hit the proverbial sack, as it were. All right. So here's Sammy Sosa now. Sammy already with a home run and 2 RBI. 0-2 pitch. And Sammy Sosa, this ball is dropped by Buck Ewing, but fires down to first. Sammy Sosa is the inning ending out. So 1 run, 1 hit, no errors by the Chicago Cubs, and we've played a half inning here at AT&T Park, or Pac Bell Park, whatever you want to call it. And it's the Cubs 1 and the Giants coming to bat. And let's look at the starting defense now for the Chicago Cubs. In left, Billy Williams. In center, Hack Wilson. And in right, Sammy Sosa. Again, hell of an outfield there. From first to third, at first base, we have Mark Grace. At second, Rogers Hornsby. At short, Ernie Banks. Let's play 2. And at the hot corner, Stan Hack. Catching, of course, the perennial catcher here, Gabby Hartnett. And on the mound, the lefty Hippo Vaughn. Leading off here, switch hitting Fordham Flash Hall of Famer Frankie Frisch. So Frisch is making his first plate appearance of the season. They're looking Frisch to bunt here. And day 2 last night, an 8.5-hour broadcast. Good God. So you automatically now hold the YouTube sports gaming community record for the longest broadcast. So you have beat Dwayne Martz. All right, Vaughn deals to Frisch. 1-1 pitch, and Frankie Frisch lines this one to right base hit. Sammy Sosa playing it on the hop. I'm not sure what Action PC uses as a metric for a poor play. So, look to me just like a good old line drive. So we're going to play it like that. All right. Okay. So let me get my bearings straight here. All right. Here comes Bill Terry now. And Bill Terry, thus far on the season, he is 3 for 5 with a triple and 2 runs scored. Throw over. Frankie Frisch just back. Frisch dangerous there on the base paths. 3-1 pitch. High fly ball, center field. Hack Wilson ranges back and short of the track makes the catch. Frankie Frisch will get back to first. So 1 down here in the Giants first, and here comes Barry Bonds. Bonds is yet to homer, but again, we're very, very early in this little project. But he does have an RBI and off to a 400 start. Vaughn throws over, doing everything he can to keep Frankie Frisch as close to the bag as possible. 1-0 pitch on the way now. And Bond swings, high fly ball, center field. And Hack Wilson pulls it down. So Hack Wilson busy out there in center field. 2 away for the Giants. And here's Willie Mays, and Mel Ott waits on deck. This Giants team is absolutely loaded. Willie Mays hitting .250 with a home run, 3 runs batted in on the season. Hippo Vaughn throws over. Frankie Frisch is safe. Mark Grace with a quick tag, but Frisch able to get the foot in there. 2-2 pitch. And Mays, line drive, base hit right field, and on the play with his great speed, Frankie Frisch will move to third. So the Giants have men at the corners. 2 down now for Mel Ott. One of the most interesting batting stances. It was described as a sort of corkscrew type batting stance. Hall of Famer, 511 lifetime home runs. A Hall of Famer that, again, doesn't get a lot of talk, but deserves it. All right. So Ott making his first play. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He does have making his first plate appearance of the season. So the Giants looking to answer here in the bottom of the first. 1-1 pitch on the way. And Ott swings. This one grounded deep to third, and Stan Hack is going to go to Hornsby to get Mays. And that is the end of the inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. We played 1 here. And it is 1-0 in favor of the Cubs. All right, we got Billy Williams, Mark Grace, and Ernie Banks due up, the 5, 6, 7 hitters for the Cubby. Billy Williams hitting .250 thus far in the season. The Hoosier Thunderbolt, ready to deal. Gave up one hit, and it was a home run. 2-1 pitch. Billy Williams taps this one to short. Stonewall Jackson goes to Bill Terry for the 6-3 putout. So one away here in the top of the second inning. Brings up Mark Grace. Mark Grace hitting .250. Russi lets it go. 1-2 pitch. Popped high in the air behind the plate. Buck Ewing will make the grab. So quickly, 2 Cubbies up, 2 Cubbies down, and here is Mr. Cub. So Ernie Banks also off to a .250 start. 1-2 pitch on the way to Ernie. And that's going to be a little drop third strike, but they get Ernie Banks. And that is the end of the inning. The Cubs go quietly. We go to the bottom of the second inning. The Cubs lead the Giants 1-0 here in this franchise baseball league. All right, it will be Stonewall Jackson, Matt Williams, and Buck Ewing to bat for the Giants here in the bottom of the second inning. So Jackson hit off to a 200 start. And Hippo Vaughn winds and deals. 1-2 pitch. Jackson swings. Oh, great diving stop by Ernie Banks. Gets up and able to get Travis Jackson on a nice play there. So Ernie Banks, of course, showing that great gift that he has out there as a shortstop. All right, here is Matt Williams making his first plate appearance. So team's doing a little bit of juggling here. 2-1 pitch on the way. Matt Williams swings. Long fly ball left field, but Billy Williams has it measured up. Crosswind helping that ball a little bit. So 2 up, 2 down for the Giants, and here is Buck Ewing. So we have a couple players here. This Giants battery tonight from the 19th century. Buck Ewing hitting .333, including a home run. Vaughn brings it home. 1-2 pitch. Ewing sends this one out to right field, and Sosa measures it up and brings it down. So no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the top of the third inning here at AT&T Park, and it's the Cubs 1 and the Giants nothing. The Cubs 1-0 and the Giants 0-1 on this very, very young season. So did Rick Russell make any of these all-time teams? We'll have to look afterwards, Chris. I'm not sure. However, in your honor, and since you are friends with Rick Russell, you've met Rick Russell, we certainly can put Rick Russell, we can import him. So that's easy enough. He is definitely in this collection. He's retired 18,400 plus players. And Dave Cook usually updates the baseball history collection, usually every summer. All right. So we got Gabby Hartnett, Hippo Vaughn, and then back at the top of the order, and Rogers Hornsby due up for the Northsiders. So Hartnett he's off to a 500 start, including a double and 2 runs scored for Gabby. Famous not only as a Hall of Famer for that homer in the Gloman against the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1938 in a very, very tight race there in the National League. The Pirates were in contention, but Gabby Hartnett kind of dashed those hopes. All right, Russi deals, count even 2-2. And Frankie Frisch quickly getting to that ball and makes a sliding stop and able to throw from his sit-upon, as they would say. So one away now for Hippo Vaughn. Batting for the first time this season, 1-2 pitch, and Hippo Vaughn, big swing and a miss. So Amos Russi picks up his 3rd strikeout of the game, and we're back at the top of the order. And the great Rogers Hornsby, I would argue the greatest second baseman of all time, flew out to deep right back in the 1st. Russi deals. Hornsby swings in the first pitch. Good contact, and it's out of here. And the Chicago Cubs playing long ball. 374-foot shot by Rogers Hornsby, his 2nd home run of the season. And the Cubs lead the Giants now 2-0. And here is Stan Hack. Stan Hack grounded out back in the 1st. 2 down. Russi deals. 1-0 pitch. And lazy fly ball out to left field. Bonds will track it down for out number 3. But the Cubs pick up another run on a hit. There were no errors. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Cubs lead the Giants 2-0. So yeah, we got to get Rick Russell in here. I already added. Sean wanted John Olerud on the Toronto Blue Jays all-time great team. So before I went on the air here, John Olerud is now on that Blue Jays team. All right, we got the bottom and then the top two of the order. Amos Rusi, Frankie Frisch, and Bill Terry due up for the Giants. All right, Hippo Vaughn ready to deal. The southpaw works. 1-2 pitch. Rusi punches this down third base side, and this one is going to get into the seats. Foul ball. 1-2 now in the Hoosier Thunderbolt. Rusi straightens this one out and gets himself a base hit. Billy Williams gets it into Ernie Banks. So the Giants with one on and nobody out. We're back at the top of the order, and Frankie Frisch, who singled to right his last time up. Tim says, Chris, you can only add Rick Russell to the Giants if you want to give up dead center field home runs. Rick Russell, also a former Pirate. 2-0 pitch on the way. Frisch pops this up towards second. Hornsby calling everybody off, and everybody's going to listen to the Raja. So one away, and here's Bill Terry now. We're back, or the number 2 slot here, should say. Flied out to deep left center last time up. Vaughn lets it go. 3-1 pitch to Bill Terry, and Terry, ground ball base hit past Ernie Banks into left field. And here come the Giants. 2 on, 1 down for Barry Bonds. Barry flew out to deep left center back in the first. Bonds digs in. Vaughn lets it go. 0-1 pitch now to Bonds. Bonds swings, and this one into shallow center field. Hack Wilson making a great diving play of that ball. So Hack Wilson showing off the leather today here for the Northsiders. It's 2 down now, and here's Willie Mays, the Say Hey Kid, single to right. Greatest center fielder in the game. Full count on Mays, and Mays is going to draw the walk. So Vaughn in a little bit of trouble here as dangerous Mel Ott strides to the plate. He doesn't face Bo Jackson every batter. Tim says nobody'd be facing better hitters. All right, so Mel Ott, Master Melvin, 0 for 1, grounded to third. Never spent a day in the minor leagues, Mel Ott. 2-1 pitch. Ott swings, and this one lined. Oh, what a great play out there. Center field by Hack Wilson, making a great play. So that does it for the Giants. We go to the top of the 4th inning. The Giants unable to take advantage of a great situation. Cubs still lead this one 2-0 here. Hack Wilson, 1 for 1. 1 of 2 home runs hit in this game by the Chicago Cubs, and that was back in the first. So the Cubs 2 runs, both by the long ball. Rusi comes home, 2-2 pitch, and Hack Wilson fouls this one off in front of the plate. Count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. And then somehow we had a little temporal distortion, and Hack Wilson draws the walk. All right, here's Sammy Sosa now. Sosa struck out against Amos Rusi. 1-2 pitch. Cut on by Sosa, and this is going to get down for a base hit into left. So the Cubs with 2 on, and their 3rd hit of the game, and making these hits count. Here's Billy Williams now, 0 for 1. When I think about Billy Williams and Ernie Banks, these 2 great, and these immortals, never had the chance to play in a World Series. 3-1 pitch. Billy Williams draws the walk, and Amos Rusi is in a world of trouble now. So I think we're going to make a little mound visit here. I'm going to make a little mound trip and see what Amos says. Says Rusi is strong, but let's have a look at this Giants bullpen. Just in case. Oh, my goodness. So, of course, this type of league, anything goes. And with having dead ball pitchers, I am not shy about bringing those guys in. But I think if we have to, we're probably going to tap Johnny Antonelli if Rusi gets in some serious Serious trouble here. All right, here's Mark Grace now. So Mark Grace last time popped out to Buck Ewing. So Russi will give up the run to try to get the double play here. 3-2 pitch. Mark Grace swings. Grounder. Jackson to Frisch. But there will be no relay. And coming in to score is Hack Wilson. And the Cubs now lead the Giants 3-0. 1 out. Sammy Sosa just 90 feet away. The potential 4th run for the Cubs already. Ernie Banks digs in now. He struck out back in the 2nd. Russi from the stretch in the 0-2 pitch. Ernie Banks swing and a miss. Strike 3, so 2 down. Russi trying to get out of this, which is giving up a run. And brings up Gabby Hartnett now. Gabby grounded second last time up. 1-2 pitch. Hartnett hits this one high to center field. Willie Mays ranges to his right and makes the grab for out number 3. But the Cubs tack on another run on the hit, and there were no errors. Bottom of the 4th. Cubs over the Giants, 3-0. Clinton Parks making a rare appearance here tonight. It's great to see you, Clinton. And Ms. Russi says, "Get your fat ass back behind the plate." And what we don't want to do is, if we do have to replace, if we have to call in a reliever, we don't want to bring in Christy Mathewson. Mathewson, of course, the pitcher signed, and Russi with no wins ahead of him, and of course, as we said at the top of the broadcast, Christy Mathewson with over 300 in front of him. So again, Johnny Antonelli knows he's probably going to get the call if this keeps going. All right, it's going to be Stonewall Jackson, Matt Williams, and Buck Ewing. So Jackson last time grounded to short. All right, Vaughn peers in, has the sign from Gabby Hartnett. And the wind in the 0-2 pitch, and Stonewall Jackson looks at a called strike 3. So Vaughn picks up his first strikeout, and here's Matt Williams now. Matt Williams flew to deep left back in the 2nd inning. 1-2 pitch, and Matt Williams, look at that, huh? He chased that one, so Hippo Vaughn, with his 2nd strikeout, has been allowing Hack Wilson really to do all the work out there in center field. 2 up, 2 down for the Giants, and here's the catcher, Buck Ewing. Flew out to deep right his last time up. Vaughn deals Ewing, first pitch swinging, and that's going to get down for a base hit into left field. Ewing thought about second. He's going to hold first, and it brings up Amos Russi, and I think it's time for a pinch hitter. I realize it's 2 out, but Russi just not looking too sharp out there. Let's see, what do we got here? All right, give me a good, give me some good love here. Well, I mean, I like both of these teams, so I don't know why I chose to manage the Giants, but there you go. It's all good. Ross Young's, no. Let's make it a father-son affair. Let's bring in Bobby Bonds. Why not, right? So Bobby Bonds will pinch hit. Amos Russi's day is done. All right, 2 down here. Giants looking to get on the board. All right, throw over, and Buck Ewing is safe. Vaughn peers in once again, and he deals. 2-2 pitch to Bobby Bonds. And Bobby Bonds, look at that. Fastball cuts the plate in half, and Hippo Vaughn picking up another strikeout. So the Giants once again fail to capitalize, my friends. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the top of the 5th. The Cubs lead the Giants 3-0, and we will indeed. Let's check out this bullpen here. So, let me see. Boy, it's an embarrassment of riches here. It really is. Let me see. You know what? We're going to let Antonelli sit for a little while. And we're going to bring in the great screwballer here, I think. No, we're not. We're not going to bring in Hubble. It would be funny to bring in Carl Hubble, but let's not. Let's go with Hoyt Wilhelm. So Hoyt Wilhelm will come on to pitch. Bobby Bonds is done for the day. All right. Hippo Vaughn and right now pitching a 5-hit shutout. He's 0 for 1 at the dish, struck out back in the third. 0-2 pitch on the way, and Hippo Vaughn swing and a miss, strikeout. So Hoyt Wilhelm strike out the first batter he faces, back at the top of the order now for the Raja. So Hornsby hit a home run back in the third, giving Chicago its second run of the game. 2-1 pitch. Hornsby cuts on this one. Quick grounder there to Bill Terry, and he's going to feed it to Wilhelm in the 3-1 putout. So 2 down here for the Cubs. Stan Hack, 0-for-2. 0-2 pitch on the way, and Hack hacks on it, and this one drifts foul down the first base line. So last time up, Stan Hack flew out to left. Wilhelm brings it again. 0-2 pitch. Wilhelm misses, actually. Once again, temporal distortion here. And runner on now, and that brings up Hack Wilson, who is 1 for 1. So Wilson and Hornsby bring in the thunder and the lightning here for the Cubs today in this 3-0 game thus far. Wilhelm deals. 2-0 pitch. Hack Wilson swings. This one popped up toward third. Matt Williams will make the grab. So the Cubs with a very slight threat. They do not score. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Cubs lead the Giants 3-0. Sean is here. BHC Baseball History Collection. So Sean, before I came on here live tonight, John Olerud is now in the league. So you may be very happy about that. I'm sure next time we see the Jays, we'll see John Olerud in the game. All right, here we go. It's going to be the Fordham Flash. We're back at the top of the order, followed by Bill Terry and Barry Bonds. Frisch 1 for 2 in the game, singled back in the first, popped out his last time up. Little bit of a wind here today, actually picking up here in San Francisco. 25 miles per hour, left to right. And here's the pitch. 1-1 pitch. This one tagged, but not enough. Frankie Frisch, big loud out, caught by whom? By none other than Hack Wilson. So Hack Wilson just busy all over the place out there in center field. All right, 1 away now for Hall of Famer Bill Terry, who, you know what? We're going to do something right now. I don't care. We're doing it. Ugh. And sometimes I will feature Hall of Famers because they don't get a lot of love on here. Some of these Hall of Famers that don't get a lot of love. So, crack one open, guys. For those of you, there's Mike, Sports Time Machine, joining us. How you doing, Mike? Good to see you, my friend. Mike was very gracious in his, in his response and everything to my, my talking about Strat PC Baseball. Mike understanding very well, and of course I respect. He plays the game very, very well. So. Tonight we are going to feature a Hall of Famer that really doesn't get a lot of talk, and we're going to talk about Bill Terry tonight. Bill Terry. So just give me a moment here as we go to the Biographical Encyclopedia of Baseball. I should make things easier on myself and just use Saber, but somehow having a big fat baseball book on my lap just makes life all the more better. And by the way, guys, happy Spring Eve and happy baseball season too. All right. Oh my God. All right. Well, you know what? He deserves it. So, gentlemen, here we go. You're going to know more about Bill Terry than you ever thought you wanted to. All right. Here we go. William Harold Terry. All right. So, here we go. He was born on the 30th of October, 1898. Made his major league debut on the 24th of September, 1923 with the New York Giants. He was a lefty both ways, stood 6'1", weighed 200 pounds. First baseman Bill Terry, the last National Leaguer to hit 400, earned a reputation as a stubborn, unsentimental man who long before the era of free agency played the game for the money that was to be made from it. "I'm giving this game the best years of my life," Terry contended. "I'd make any other business pay for that. Why should baseball, because it's a game, be treated any different?" Terry's early life was marred by hardship and helped provide him with the cold edge that later rattled so many people. His parents separated when he was quite young, and to survive, he had to begin work at age 13 unloading freight cars. When he was 15, the St. Louis Browns promised him a tryout, but while waiting to travel to spring training, he was given his release. I did not know that. Wow. So, Bill Terry began his professional career in 1915 pitching with Noonan of the Class D Georgia-Alabama League, moving up to Shreveport of the Texas League for 1916 and 1917. While he posted respectable statistics, even recording a no-hitter in June 1915, Terry was in severe financial difficulties. At one point, he was forced to hawk his wife's wedding band in order to buy food. When he was sold to Kid Elberfeld's Southern Association Club at Little Rock, he refused to report and instead took employment with the Standard Oil Company, where he served as player manager for the firm's crack baseball team, the Polarines. The pay was lucrative, reaching as high as $300 per week. By this time, Terry had shifted over to first base, and it was no secret how good he was. Manager John McGraw saw him perform and was determined to have him for the Giants. He invited Terry to his quarters at Memphis Peabody Hotel and attempted to sell him on the idea of playing for New York, or at least for their farm club at Toledo. For how much was Terry's instant response? McGraw was incredulous that anyone would even think twice about joining the Giants, let alone express such mercenary thoughts. "Excuse me if I don't fall over myself, but the Giants don't mean a thing to me unless you can make it worth my while," Terry shot back. "I'm doing all right here. I have a nice home, and I'm in no hurry to leave it or the job. If I can make much more money going to New York, I'll go." It took 3 weeks for the two men to come to terms. Terry signed for $5,000 a year with the stipulation that he was the property of the Giants and not of any minor league team, although he would be sent to Toledo for seasoning. Terry hit .336 for Toledo in 1922 and .377 in 1923, and even managed the Mud Hens for part of the 1923 season. So I used to go to, this is just my own editorial comment, I used to go to a lot of Mud Hens games, and there's not any mention of Bill Terry at all at Fifth Third Field. So kind of interesting, though they do have a nice little memorial to Fleet Walker, but still, Toledo Mud Hens. I'm gonna have to write to these guys. What are you doing, man? Anyhow, while Terry would later lead the National League in assists and putouts 5 times, when he first came up to the Polo Grounds, he still needed work in his fielding. His main weaknesses were in turning to first to second to first double plays and in throwing home, but hard work soon overcame those problems. In 1924, he platooned with future Hall of Famer George High Pockets Kelly, and in 1925, Terry became a regular. His batting soon established him as the premier first baseman in the National League. "Terry is essentially a line drive hitter," observed one New York writer. "His favorite hit is a sizzling single or two-bagger. Such hits travel with amazing velocity and are difficult to handle. A home run to Terry is merely an accident. He didn't hit the ball any harder, but he hit it at a greater elevation." Wrangles about money continued with McGraw. Once, weary of an impasse regarding salary, McGraw informed Terry that he could negotiate a trade for himself to another club. Terry shot back, "Make your own deals. I have enough trouble playing first base." Terry's great season was 1930, when he batted .401 and the entire National League hit .303. Even a .400 average was no guarantee of winning the batting crown. As late as August 1st, Terry's .396 average was only the 5th best in the league. In 1931, Terry hit .349, losing the batting championship by an eyelash, .3489 to 3486, to St. Louis outfielder Chick Hafey. McGraw threatened Terry with a $3,000 pay cut. The two by now were barely speaking. "You've been blaming other people for the mistakes you've been making for 20 years, Terry told the increasingly irascible McGraw. So, again, that takes stones to go after John McGraw. How about that? Man, oh man. On June 3rd, 1932, Terry was called into McGraw's office. "I was expected to be notified I was traded," he later admitted. "I don't want anybody hearing this," McGraw said in low tones. "Bill, you don't have to answer this now. Wait a while if you like, but how would you like to manage the Giants?" Terry didn't hesitate. "Mac, there's no need for me to wait. I'll take it now," he replied. The following year, Terry transformed the founder and club he had inherited into world champions with a World Series win over Joe Cronin's Washington Senators. In 1934, Terry made the biggest gaffe of his career. Before the new season opened, the laconic, usually humorless Terry, so laconic, there you go, Sean, was asked what he thought about the also-ran Brooklyn Dodgers' chances in the race. And he's the guy who said this. I never knew this. Is Brooklyn still in the league? He joked. So I heard that all the time reading baseball, and I never realized it was Bill Terry that said that. The quip inspired Casey Stengel's Dodgers to take a late-season two-game series against the Giants and hand St. Louis the pennant. Stengel later told Terry he had considered visiting him in the New York clubhouse after the second game to cheer him up. It's a good thing you didn't. You would have been thrown out in your ass, responded Terry. Terry's Giants rebounded to win pennants in 1936 and 1937, but each year they lost the World Series to the Yankees. At the close of the 1941 season, Mel Ott replaced Terry as manager. Terry stayed with the Giants for another season as a $30,000 a year farm director, but then quit to return home. Wow, good money in 1941. How about it? I intend to devote myself to the cotton business and watch baseball from the outside, said Terry. I'm not worried about the game. No business in the world has ever made more money with poorer management. It can survive anything. Because Bill Terry's relationship with the members of the Baseball Writers Association of America was not the best, he was not selected for the Baseball Hall of Fame until 1954. He received votes from the BBWAA in 15 different seasons, and he eventually gained entrance to Cooperstown by just 6 votes. He did, however, manage to gain more votes than Joe DiMaggio, who had to wait another year before he was elected to the Hall of Fame. In 1955, Terry unsuccessfully attempted to purchase the Giants. What a great story, man. This guy was a badass, taking on John McGraw. I love this guy. All right, let's just look at his career line here. 1,721 games, 6,428 hits, 1,120 runs scored, 2,193 hits. I did say hits, or I meant at bats, I'm sorry. 154 home runs career, 1,078 runs batted in, an on-base percentage of .393, a slugging average of .506, and a lifetime batting average just 1,000th of a point below Babe Ruth at .341. So there you go. The tumultuous story of Bill Terry, who would have loved today's baseball climate, and although I think he would have really doubled down on the poor management of the game. So there you go, guys. Bill Terry, the man who asked, is Brooklyn still in the league? Love that. Love it, love it, love it. There we go. As Sean is giving us, the meaning of laconic is using or involving use of a minimum of words. Love it. George High Pockets. Yeah, these nicknames. How about it? Tessier Ashpool, good to see you. Are there doppelgangers? No. No doppelgangers. So if you look on Baseball Reference, Mike, Hornsby played, he split his time between, he played for the Cardinals and the Cubs. And so he is on this Cubs squad. He is not with St. Louis. So nope, no doppelgangers here. All right, so Bill Terry steps in the plate. There he is. So nice little photo there, in case anybody wondered what Bill Terry looked like. So, hell of a player, 341 average. Gotta love that. All right, lefty-lefty matchup. And Bill Terry responds with a scorching line drive base hit. And what the articles say, hit him with great velocity. That one off the bat with good speed. Hey, 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 there is Legends Sports Universe. Welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. So, guys, Dodgers Brewers game that preceded this one, and I got home too late to catch it, so as Tim said, I got to catch it on replay. Caught the bottom of the ninth, and got to see Jackie Robinson make a hell of a play, so that was nice. All right, here is Barry Bonds. Now Bill Terry is aboard. Bonds in the game is 0-2. Your score 3-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning at AT&T Park. 1-1 pitch. Bond swings. This one deep to right field, but Sammy Sosa at the base of the wall makes the grab. So 2 away now. Big old loud out. That'll be reported in the San Francisco Examiner. And here's Willie Mays. So the Say Hey kid has singled and walked. Vaughn brings it home. 2-1 pitch to Mays. And Mays Grounds this pass short into left field. Bill Terry will stop at third. So the Giants once again setting up to score, but unable to get past these Chicago Cubs. Here's Mel Lott, and you guys know if you follow the Legends League, Mel Lott ripping it up. So at least in the first 3 seasons, always a dangerous bat, Mel Lott. He's somebody I don't think we need to feature so much. I think a lot of people know about Mel Lott. All right, Hartnett out to have a quick word, and now a full count. Boo's going up. Ott sends this one high and deep to right, but Sammy Sosa will track it down. Once again, the Giants are turned away. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the top of the 6th inning. 3-0, Cubs over the Giants. And we'll have the number 4, 5, 6 hitters, Sammy Sosa, Billy Williams, and Mark Grace. And hobbies are us. I just discovered this game today, and you think you have it. Well, that's even cooler. It's a great game, man. I'm glad you discovered a game you have. That's so cool. Oh, you think you have to have it. Yes, you do. This is a great baseball game. It really is. For me, this is like a slim second only to out of the park baseball. But yeah, this is a fantastic game. Love action PC baseball. So welcome in, man, and hope you'll be a regular part of the families. I love it. Hobbies are us. So if you have a channel, let us know what you do in your channel, and guys, subscribe to Hobbies Are Us. I almost said Hobbits Are Us. I'm in Egypt. All right, here is Sammy Sosa. Sammy is 1 for 2 in the game. So line to single back in the 4th. Cubbies with 3, and the Giants blowing opportunities. That's all we can say right now. Full count, and Sammy Sosa draws a walk. So Hoyt Wilhelm having a little trouble finding the plate. And here's Billy Williams. So it doesn't get too much easier, except that Billy right now 0 for 1 with a walk. I definitely Hobbits Are Us. All right, here we go. Whit Wilhelm deals 2-0 delivery. Billy Williams chopper back to the mound. Wilhelm looks to second. Frisch will go to first, and we got us a 1-6-3 double play. How about that? Oh man, beautiful heads up play there by Hoyt Wilhelm to get the twin killing. All right, brings up Mark Grace now batting in the 6th slot, and grounded to short to scored Hack Wilson back in the 4th. 3-2 pitch on the way. Mark Grace draws the walk, so Wilhelm looking a little shaky out there on the mound. 3rd walk issued by Hoyt on in relief of Amos Russi. And here's Mr. Cub, who is 0 for 2. He is whiffed twice. 1-2 pitch. Ernie Banks not whiffing this time. High and deep to left. Barry Bonds at the track brings it down, and that does it for the Cubbies. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Cubs still lead the Giants 3-0. And it'll be Stonewall Jackson, Matt Williams, and Buck Ewing due up for the Giants. Jackson 0 for 2 in the game, struck out back in the 4th. Matt Williams waits on deck. Hippo Vaughn pitching a pretty fine 7-hitter right now. 0-1 pitch. And this one lined out to left. Billy Williams plays the carom off the wall. And first extra base hit here for the Giants. So Stonewall Jackson in scoring position. Potential first run. And things are starting to get a little bit interesting now. Matt Williams, who's flown out and struck out, digs in on the right-hand side. Gabby Hartnett flashing the signs for Hippo Vaughn. Vaughn looking back at Jackson at second. Jackson not known as a base stealer. 1-0 pitch, and Matt Williams, base hit, left field, and they're going to hold Jackson at 3rd. 9th hit now for the Giants, nobody out, and Hippo Vaughn, for the first time in this game, although the Giants have left him loaded before, Hippo Vaughn actually looks like he's in a little bit of trouble right now. So here's Buck Ewing, he is 1 for 2. one of our now the only remaining 19th century representative in the game. From the stretch in the 0-2 pitch, and Buck Ewing, big cut and a miss. Strike three, so one out. Hippo Vaughn looking to work his way out of this jam here as Hoyt Wilhelm steps in. And we're just going to let the computer call it at this point. Wilhelm will bunt this one, and Stan Hack has it, and he fires on to first. And the Giants do not advance the runners. Back at the top of the order now for the Fordham Flash. Frankie Frisch, 1 for 3 on the day. Hippo Vaughn out of the stretch. 0-1 pitch. Frisch swings, popped up behind the plate. Hartnett will watch this one go about 5 rows back. Thank you, Hobbies R Us. Just got the message, new subscriber. So, I'm gonna subscribe after the game, obviously. Actually, yeah, because you can't do that within YouTube right now. But yes, YouTube needs to bring that back. So thank you, my friend, and welcome in. And I hope that you do pick up Action PC Baseball. I've done some tutorials on this game. The guy to really check out, though, that he is like a guru, is Steve Tate, and the name of his channel is Simtistics with Steve Tate, and he's the guy who's the kind of co-commissioner of a thing called the Fields of Dreams League, and they play this in Action PC Baseball. So if you have any questions about Action PC that I can answer through any subsequent broadcasts, even if I'm doing another baseball game, I will certainly answer what I can, and all kinds of sales all the time. This is really a fine baseball game, great for single season replays. It's not built for career play, but I love this game to death. I really, really do. All right, 2 on for the Giants here. Let's see if Frankie Frisch can make something happen and get on the board. Just a lot of goose eggs up there for the Giants. 0-2 pitch. Frankie Frisch, fly ball, center field, and it's Hack Wilson to retire the side. So once again, the Giants getting a runners in scoring position, multiple runners, even leaving them loaded a couple times and not getting it done. And you can see the tail of the tape up there. The Giants have stranded 10. Chicago, with 3 runs, have only stranded 4. So I think, well, we're just gonna let the computer decide what it wants to do with Hoyt Wilhelm now at this point, at least for another inning. And Wilhelm will face Hartnett, Vaughn, and Hornsby. 1-2 pitch on the way. Oh, and how about that one? So Gabby Hartnett, big swing and a miss. So Hoyt Wilhelm picks up his second strikeout. Truth Hurts Wilkie, where have you been? Philip Reynolds, good to see you, man. So definitely I'll follow everyone after. Steve Tate channel again. Let me just type it for you. I haven't spoken to Steve in ages, but great guy. And this guy knows, he might as well be one of the developers. There we go. Okay, you had Jack Flaherty pitch a 1-0 no-hitter in your EBL league. Played the game via Hamachi Diamond Mine. Nice. Excellent. You're welcome, Hobbies R Us. Guys, everybody, please subscribe to Hobbies R Us. And to Christopher Slovic, and to everybody, Legend Sports Universe. And Clee Baseball Fan 879. And Sports Time Machine. So we have a great community here, Hobbies R Us, and I'm glad that you decided to come along tonight. All right, here's Hippo Vaughn. He has struck out twice, but Hippo right now with a 9-hitter, he'll take it. Wilhelm deals to his mound opponent, count full, and Wilhelm walks. So that's it, he's done. I'm going to have to jump in here now. Let me see. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Not an embarrassment of riches now. Looking pretty ugly for the Giants here. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yikes. I don't want to bring Rob. Well, do we want to bring Rob Nen in now? Yikes. I mean, this is not the situation. I mean, yikes. I should give this one to the chat. Tell you what, we're gonna let me see, where's Mathewson here and all this madness here. Mathewson doesn't seem to be We're going to bring in Big Six. We're bringing in Christy Mathewson. Hoyt Wilhelm's day is done. All right, here's one of the inaugural members of the Baseball Hall of Fame, the great Christy Mathewson. Facing Rogers Hornsby. You got to love that. And, of course, these two would have faced each other in their careers. Hornsby, of course, starting a bit later in baseball in Mathewson, but they would have met. So the Raja back in the third, a solo shot. So Chicago never looked back from that first home run. Not looking back. All right, Matty ready to deal. Here's the pitch to Hornsby. Fly ball, center field. Willie Mays camps under it. Can of corn. All right, so two away, I'm sorry. And here comes Stan Hack, who is nothing for two. Walk back in the fifth. Matty deals, full count, and Stan Hack looking at one in the outside corner. Seventh inning stretch time here in San Francisco. It's the Cubs 3 and the Giants nothing. Be right back, lads. And we are back. Well, Sean, I would say that Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys probably got lots of love in his day, but we'll feature Brian Wilson some night. Why not? All right, so here is our player of note, Bill Terry, responding in kind with a 2-for-3 day so far with 2 singles. In fact, the article talked about already hitting. He ripped a single right after we did the article. All right, Hippo Vaughn stays on here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2-2 pitch. Bill Terry. Oh, hard hit ball to first. But good play there by Mark Grace to stay with it. So 1 away for Barry Bonds. His dad came in as a pinch hitter earlier in the game and sat down. Barry has flown out 3 times. Just does not have Hippo Vaughn's number. 0-2 pitch. And Barry Bonds. Big swing and a miss there. Gabby Hartnett holds on to the ball. So Barry Bonds whiffs again. And here's Willie Mays now. Say, hey, kid, is 2 for 2 and a walk. 2-0 pitch on the way. Mays swings. Fly ball to right, but Sammy Sosa brings it down. And once again, the Giants do nada, nunca, nothing. Top of the 8th. And the Cubs, healthy 3-run lead. Now it's looking healthy here. Hack Wilson has made a lot of plays out in center field today. And again, began the Cubs scoring with a homer way, way back in the 1st inning. So runs for Chicago if we look back here. And so Hobbies R Us is a chance to show off one of the coolest features of this game. If you hover over anywhere on the line score, it will tell you exactly what happened, which is really nice. So Hack Wilson hit that home run back in the 1st. In the 3rd inning, Rogers Hornsby said, I want to get on the long ball wagon, and did it. And then in the 4th inning, this was a little bit more of a pedestrian type of score. Mark Grace grounded to short, and Wilson scored on that play. So there we go. And also, if you do this, you can get the box score as it's being played out. And over here, you can see what the hitter's done. Just to show you one more cool little thing, why you should get this game. If I click on Hack Wilson, let's say I wanted to, oops, I can't do this. We'll have to do it with Christy. So if you look here, Hobbies R Us, this is something I've never seen in a baseball game before. It's a pitcher batter analysis, which is really nice. And this changes with the game situation and everything like that. So you could see, like, let's say you wanted to, so we got Matty in there. And if we wanted to exchange Christy, we wanted to substitute for Christy Mathewson and bring in a relief pitcher, we could also see how that relief pitcher would do against, you can see all these numbers are changing and how you can see how they would do or be projected to do, which is really, really a super, super cool feature. You can use this outside of a game that's in progress too if you're building rosters or whatever, and you want to try, for building bullpens or your depth chart for any teams. So this has been in since I think Action PC Baseball 2023 was the introduction of this, and there's so much this game does. This one in Out of the Park Baseball could be fraternal twins at least. All right, back to game action here, and Hack Wilson 1 for 2. I will say this, Hobbies Are Us, and I know people are like, but I've got to do it. I am all about promoting what others do. Um, so most of what you're going to see guys playing in our community are baseball sims. Well, in other sports as well, but baseball sims. What Legend Sports Universe has done is he's taken MLB The Show. He uses MLB The Show 22. He has rated all the players and the most unique kind of all-time greats league I've ever seen. And so he's taken it and making MLB The Show play like a baseball sim. You really got to check it out. It's fantastic. All right. Zach Wilson 1 for 2. Maddie deals. Wilson first pitch swinging, and this one grounded back to Mathewson, making the nice play on to Bill Terry. Score that 1-3, 1 down now. Sammy Sosa 1 for 2. Get out of the way there. Sammy walked back in the 6th. Here's the pitch by Mathewson, and a little tapper up the third base line. Matt Williams sets and fires across to Bill Terry. Score that one 5-3, 2 up, 2 down for the Cubbies. Brings up Billy Williams, who's nothing for 2. Grounded into a double play back in the 6th. Matty toes the rubber in the 0-1 pitch, and fly ball. Mel Ott ranges to his right and pulls it down. So once again, nice quiet inning here. It's been quiet from the 5th on and quiet all the way through for these Giants. Bottom of the 8th will bring up Mel Ott, Stonewall Jackson, and Matt Williams. Truth Hurts Wilkie says, because this guy, millions of baseball cards, and he sold them all for only $35,000 plus other memorabilia. Wow. Or thousands of cards still. Jeez. That would have been nice to have. I wish I had a spare $35,000 lying around, believe me. $35,000 gets you some nice. I would just, if I had 35 grand to just blow, because the other big thing I would want to buy is David Copperfield's Magic collection, but that's, he owns everything that was, owned by Houdini and his brother Theo. So, but that's like in the millions and millions and millions. But $35,000 could get me a whopping baseball library, man. I'm telling you what. I mean, it's decent now, but I mean, I'm talking like, I would have to have a whole, just whatever. I would buy every baseball book out there. All right. Anyhow, it is what it is. FedEx doesn't pay that kind of money, man. Mel Ott, nothing for 3 here. So the Mel Ott in the Legend Sports Universe needs to talk to the Mel Ott here in the FHC League. 0-2 pitch on the way to Mel Ott. Corkscrew stance, fly ball to right. Sammy Sosa brings it down. Billy Williams, he could be just out there sitting and having a picnic. Not a lot of business out there in left field for him, but Hack Wilson, Sammy Sosa both been busy for the Cubbies. So 1 away now for Stonewall Jackson. We'll talk about this guy some night, a Hall of Famer. This one, he and Ross Young's also on this Giants squad. 2 controversial Hall of Famers, Jackson and Ross Young's. Jackson, I do believe, does deserve the Hall of Fame. Ross Young's, interestingly enough, just quick story, back in 2019, I.D. Jester, and I bought the game. I.D. Jester didn't like it because it was like just a series of all-time great players, but it comes with thousands of players, and it's basically an updated version of Sports Illustrated Baseball. So has all these great franchises and stuff like that. And curiously, Ross Young's not on the Giants. So the guy who designed the game, and I looked on the accompanying DVD that comes with it that has another scad billion baseball players. Ross Young's nowhere to be found. So definitely a forgotten Hall of Famer, and we'll have to maybe talk about Ross Young's and um, does he deserve the Hall? I do think that Travis Jackson definitely does belong in the Hall of Fame, though. All right, no besmirching Ross Young. So just be interesting to talk about some of these players like we have before. Phil Rizzuto is the name that comes up. Harold Baines comes up a lot. So Ross Young's could be another one we could kind of talk about. Anyhow, Stonewall doubled back in the sixth. So 1 for 3. Von deals 1-0 pitch, and Jackson says, "Yeah, watch what I can do, pal." Turns on the Jets and has himself a line drive double as Sosa plays it on the hop, and by the time he double clutches it out of the glove, Stonewall Jackson is in scoring position. So the Giants now with their 10th hit, but still a big old zip in the runs column. John DFW, he said, decided to do perfect team this year. He also had a bunch of baseball games. Damn it. Wait till you see the video. Those cards. Truth hurts. If you wouldn't mind, if you could either send that to me in an email or just put it in the comments in this video after it's over, because I can't click on any. Oh, wait, maybe I can. Can I open this? Oh, yeah, I can. Hang on a second. What am I thinking of? Boom. All right, I got his entire house is full of sports cards. Oh my God. I wonder if I'd get a copyright strike showing this to you. Yeah, this guy has 55,000 subscribers, so but holy moly. I'm just going through here to see if I can find some sort of picture of the scale of it, but guys, just watch the video. This looks pretty amazing. I'll watch it later. So you won't need to do that after all, Truth or Swokie. What I'm going to do is just drag this over on my desktop and I'll be able to watch it. Thank you, my friend. Still got to get back to you about that other idea we had because it's things are getting insane, and we'll leave it at that. All right, back to it now, and here's Matt Williams, 1 for 3. They want to get something other than a 0 up there. Matt Williams, however, he did single back in the sixth, so let's see what he does against Hippo now. Has he seen him enough? 1-1 pitch. Williams swings, fly ball right field. Sammy Sosa has it in the glove. Jackson tags and holds at second. So 2 outs, and the Giants just getting outclassed here by the North Side Chicago squad. Buck Ewing 1 for 3, struck out back in the sixth. Hippo Vaughn 2-1 pitch. Ewing swings, pop behind the plate. Hartnett unable to get to that as he flings aside the mask. All right, Vaughn works home again, and Buck Ewing comes up empty. Crossed up there on that pitch. We go to the top of the 9th inning. And Hippo Vaughn looking for a complete game shutout here. But first, we'll see Mark Grace, Ernie Banks, and Gabby Hartnett for the Chicago Cubs. All right. Good stuff here. Good stuff, good stuff. John DFW, been looking for videos, YouTube. Perfect Team. So I guess community be on Twitch. This Perfect Team is cool. That's one thing I don't do in out of the park baseball. I've messed around with it. I think it's really cool. It's not pay to win, by the way. It's not pay to win. Just log in and stuff like that. But my reasoning for Perfect Team is that I can create a perfect team and actually watch them play in out of the park baseball. So the nostalgia for me for baseball cards is fairly strong, but not as much as it is baseball books. So Perfect Team is not something I delve into. Mike Silva, big time Perfect Team guy though. So, and David Lando as well. And it is fun. It is fun. But some of the Steam reviews call out of the park baseball pay to win. It's like, I don't know what game you're playing, dude, but out of the park gives you every damn season there is. And if you want to buy, an open bait, if you want to buy packs, you can. But all you got to do is just log in to Perfect Team and you get baseball cards, and it's pretty cool. All right, Mark Grace will lead things off here. The 6, 7, 8 hitters: Mark Grace, Ernie Banks, and Gabby Hartnett. Matty deals. Mark Grace 0 for 2. Mark Grace lines this one to Willie Mays. Beautiful catch. That was a bullet. So Mays making the catch. Mathewson stays on in relief. Hasn't struck out. Oh, yes, one strikeout. I'm sorry, but Mathewson holding these Cubs quiet now. Ernie Banks, nothing for three. Matty deals 0-2 pitch. And there's a strikeout. This one on the outside corner. So two down for Gabby Hartner. When we go to the San Francisco ninth, Mathewson will be lifted for a pinch hitter. And then back at the top of the order, Frankie Frisch and our player of note, Bill Terry. Hartnett struck out his last time up, so sporting an 0 for 3. Matty brings it home, 0-2 pitch, and there's a little bit of gas there by Mathewson for another strikeout. His third, no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the ninth inning, and the Giants don't want to go to 0-2, and Mathewson's day is done. So the man from Factoryville, PA. All right, what do we got here for hit percentages here? Looks like Kevin Mitchell. But if the chat would rather have somebody other than Kevin Mitchell, we certainly can do that as well. But Kevin Mitchell, best hit percentage chance against Hippo Vaughn, looking for a complete game shutout. Squirrel runs perfect team, and he streams quite a bit on Twitch. It's fun stuff. It's cool to watch people open up baseball cards. All right, I haven't heard anything from anybody, so we're going to bring in Kevin Mitchell to pinch hit. Why not? Giants need to try to get something going here. All right. So Hippo Vaughn 3 outs away from a complete game shutout win over the Giants. Mitchell making his first plate appearance of the season. Hippo Vaughn winds deals 2-1 pitch and promptly line drive base hit into right field. We're going to make a mound trip. Well, we can't do anything with Hippo Vaughn. We're not managing the Cubs. So one on, and here comes Frankie Frisch back at the top of the order, singled way back in the first. Vaughn brings the 2-1 pitch home. Ford and Flash swings, grounder, and Grace to Banks, and back to Grace in a 3-6-3 double play, and it is down to our player of note, Bill Terry. Can he get something going here for the Giants? 11 hits for them and 11 left on. Hippo Vaughn winds and deals 0-2 pitch, and Bill Terry strikes out, and that is your ball game. The Cubs take this one from the Giants 3-0. Let's look at our recap. We'll autoplay a couple games because there's some really good pitching matchups that I want to save. All right, so Chicago goes to 2-0, and the Giants 0-2. First highlights for, or highlight, I should say, for the Giants in a losing cause. Travis Stonewall Jackson goes 2 for 4. Had 2 doubles in the game. For the Chicago Cubs, you already know this, Hack Wilson 1 for 3 with a home run, and Rogers Hornsby 1 for 4 with a home run. Hippo Vaughn gets the win. Amos Russi, the Hoosier Thunderbolt, takes the loss. No triples in this game. 2 home runs. And let me see, what do we got? And 2 doubles. And the doubles were both hit by Stonewall Jackson for the Giants. Looking at pitching then. So Vaughn goes the distance, 11 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. So hell of a performance by him. Amos Russi, however, 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, 3 runs all earned. He gave up those 2 home runs, walked 2, struck out 4. Hoyt Wilhelm came in, worked 2 1/3 in relief, walked 4, struck out 2. And Christy Mathewson, 2 2/3 in relief and struck out 3. Player of the game, who's it going to be? It is going to be Hippo Vaughn, well deserved. So the line for the Cubbies 3-3-0, and for the Giants 0-11-0. Ouch, that hurts. That hurts. All right, let's get back to our main screen here. So John, how are you, if you don't mind just typing for a moment or two, how are you liking Drive for the Pennant? So playing 1993. This is the Drive for the Pennant is now available for every major league season in history. And Drive for the Pennant, man, you don't know what to expect from that. It's going to drop you into some really, really tough game situations. John had mentioned the other night how it's difficult, man. Really difficult, but so much fun. All right, so let's get rid of some of the games that may be meh. So Yankees Tigers Stottlemyre Mel. We're gonna go ahead. This is Mel Stottlemyre versus George Mullen. Autoplay this one, and the Detroit Tigers take care of the New York Yankees 7-4. So the Yankees fall to 0-2, and Detroit 2-0. George Mullen gets the win. Mel Stottlemyre with the loss. Babe Ruth goes 2 for 2 with a double in that game. Tampa Bay and Cleveland. This is Wilson versus Lemon. And Tampa Bay over Cleveland 12-9. Wilson with the win, Lemon with the loss. Lee goes 3 for 4 with a home run and 4 runs batted in. All right. A lockup of 2 Hall of Famers here. Where we're going to go ahead and auto this one. The Braves versus Reds. This is Greg Maddux versus Epirixie. And Greg Maddux leads the Braves to a 4-2 victory over the Reds. George Foster goes 2 for 4 with a home run and 2 runs batted in. All right. Robin Roberts versus Paul Splittorff. The Phillies versus the Royals. We'll see them again. And Philadelphia edges Kansas City 6-5. Roberts with the win. David Cohn with the loss. How about that? Lieberthal goes 3 for 5 with 3 RBI, including 2 doubles. Minnesota versus Texas. Jim Cott versus Charlie Huff. We'll autoplay this guy as well. And the Minnesota Twins take care of the Texas Rangers 7-5. Cott with the win, Huff with the loss. Goose Gosling goes 2 for 5, including his first home run, 2 RBI in that game. White Sox versus the Astros. White versus Wilson. And this one is going to be the Astros edging the White Sox 3-2. Wilson with the win. Red Faber takes the loss. And Robin Ventura, what a game he had. 3 for 3 with a double. All right, we're going to save Martinez and Gibson. All right, Sorensen versus Schilling. This is Milwaukee versus Arizona. And Arizona just absolutely all over the Brewers, 10-3. Schilling with the win, Sorensen with the loss. Sanders goes 3 for 4 with a home run, 2 runs batted in. Miami and Colorado. Fernandez versus Francis. And this is going to be a 6-5 edging of Miami by Colorado. This is a 10-inning affair. Jimenez gets the win. Benitez gets the loss. Reed goes 3 for 5 with a home run. We saw the Jays and the Angels last night, so we'll see Roger Clemens and Mark Langston lock horns again. So let's just autoplay this one as well. And the Jays beat the Angels 3-1. Clemens with the win, Langston with the loss, and Dwayne Ward picking up his first save. The Boston Red Sox against the Seattle Mariners. Lowe versus Bannister. Here we go. And the Red Sox take this one from the Mariners 6-2. Lowe with the win, Bannister with the loss. Pudge goes 2 for 4, including a home run and a double. Baltimore, Oakland, we're going to save because that's Mike Cuellar in Vita Blue. Pirates versus the Padres. So this is going to be Ed Morris against Randy Jones. We're going to autoplay this one. And the Buccos defeat the Padres 5-3. Morris with the win, Jones with the loss. And Max Scoops Carey, center fielder for the Pittsburgh Pirates, goes 3 for 5 with 2 RBI. I think we're going to save the Mets Dodgers too. Jerry Koosman versus Burley Grimes. And that's it. That is it for Pitt for that. So we're going to jump out. So John says about Drive for the Penny. He says, I'm loving it. It puts you into some tense game situations and some milestones, like your players going for 3 home runs in the game, no hitters late in the game, etc. Yeah, I had one the other night. It was oh my god, it was nerve wracking. It was just crazy. It's a lot of bullpen management, 1993 pinching decisions, etc. Aaron says, hey, hey, hey. So Aaron, good to see you, my friend. John continues, you can get through a full season pretty quickly while feeling you've experienced the whole season of ups and downs. And you're right. I think it's one of the beautiful things about Drive for the Pennant that Out of the Park is doing. And I kept saying all last season, God, just make it available for the entirety of Major League Baseball history. And damn it if they didn't do it. So MV joining us here from Blighty. So welcome in, MV. I don't know if it's daylight savings time over there yet for Blighty. I don't think yet. So if that's the case, it's 3:35 a.m. for MV. But if it is, it's 4:45 a.m. So welcome in, my friend. It is good to see you, lad. If you fancy a jam butty or a bacon butty, let me know. You know, a bit of baseball. Always a bit of baseball, you Scouser. Although MV is not a Scouser, he fancies himself a Scouser, and he does it pretty well. But he's posh. He's posh. He's one of those. He is the embodiment of what an Aussie would call a pommy. So yeah, there we go. So MV is love and drive for the pennant on Out of the Park baseball. So nice. Yeah, it's great for past seasons. How about it, man? Oh man, I think I had one where the player had a chance to hit for the cycle, and I'm like, oh my god, this would be great, except nobody's watching, and he didn't get the cycle anyhow. So, um, drive for the pennant is a nice sort of focused way to play out of the park baseball, because you're just responsible for just your team and GMing and field managing. It's super super cool. I love it. I love it. So that is it, guys, for this night of baseball. MV comes in right at the end. So they are in season nine of Fields of Dreams baseball. So MV, how's Manchester doing this year in Fields of Dreams, bud? Love to know. Yep. So Johnson also had a cycle opportunity. Ron Gant needed to hit a home run, and he hit it. Oh, to the warning track. That hurts. That hurts. Oh my god. Jeez. Yeah, I hate that. I hate that. So season 10 soon starting Fields of Dreams. I don't know if they're looking for any managers, but reach out to Steve Tate, a big clue. I don't know if they have any openings. I dropped out of that league I think back in season 4 or 5 or something, but it's really a lot of fun. The way they do the draft is pretty cool, and um, there's more trading in the Fields of Dreams League than there is in the New York stock market. It's insane. So do check it out. Follow it, MV. Please subscribe to that channel as well. MV left baseball for a while and then found it again through our community, and he's also your go-to guy for another super cool game called cricket, which MV I've still got to install that cricket. In fact, since I bought a new PC, which I'm not using for baseball streams yet, but I bought a new PC which would handle the sexy cricket game now too, so I got to get with you somehow so that you can bolster my cricketness a little bit beyond just knowing enough to be dangerous, my friends. Showing double switch procedure in what? In this? Or in what? In any baseball game? Or I'm I'm not sure what you're talking about, my friend. Because I know you guys wouldn't use a double switch too much at Fields of Dreams because you guys use a DH. So MV is okay. So could use better commissioners. Season 2 starts. Oh, in national, yeah, and so in real baseball, so pre DH. Well, I guess I could start a game and do a double switch, kind of thing. Beatles upgrading PC for the new Doom coming out. I'll tell you what, Tessier Ashpool. One of the reasons why I decided to get a new PC was because I've been dying to get super 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 deep into Total War Warhammer 3. I want to play that ultra graphics, with battles the size of, you guys remember in Return of the King, right, third Lord of the Rings movie, the Battle of Pelennor Fields. Well, the battles are pretty much just as epic, along with huge monsties and stuff like that in Total War Warhammer. And there's been some other games. So I tested this new PC using Space Engine, cranked it ultra, and it doesn't even break a sweat. So I've been playing some Warhammer 3 offline and loving it. So GTA 6, GTA 6, yeah, good stuff. Been Drive for the Penny. You get confused. There's a lot of bullpen management. Um, so yeah, I mean the DH is. I mean I I know Steve's offered an interesting argument for the DH. I'm still not a fan of it. Never will be. But that's not any knock on Steve's considerable baseball knowledge. You get to see another hitter, but to me, I love pitchers to hit. So, um, MV, what I'll do some night is I'll set up a game situation like an exhibition game where we'll just pull a double switch, and I'll show you. Pretty. I mean, a lot of things that you do want to take into account when you are doing a double switch when you're not playing with the DH is where you're going to pop that pitcher in because you don't want him right. You want him far enough away that a double switch is meaningful and stuff like that. But I can show you. Once you do a double switch once or twice, it's not so bad. Had a chance earlier to do one actually in this game, but I didn't have really any space for Bobby Bonds in the game. I just wanted him, to try to get a hit for the Giants, and it just didn't happen. So yeah, I'll set something up. It's no cool. Sean asked anybody playing UB latest Assassin's Creed. So you know what? I have a lot of the Assassin's Creed games, and I will agree with you on this, Sean. So the games are great. The Assassin's Creed games are awesome for the most part. I don't have all of them. I don't have Odyssey, but I have a lot of the ones that I'd be interested, like Black Flag, which is super cool, and whatever. What I can't stand is Ubisoft's DRM. It's the worst. If you guys think EA's bad, Ubisoft is like awful, awful, awful. So I don't really play a lot of Ubisoft games. And I think a lot of people like because the digital rights management is terrible. Here's an excellent baseball game. There's no DRM on this at all. I could put this on 500 computers, and Dave Cook would be fine with it. I don't think he, who has 500 computers, um, maybe somebody who has a lot of money. The environment looks great. Combat is a bit simplistic. The story is trash. The environments are always amazing. I mean, man, you look back at the very first Assassin's Creed, and that was a jaw dropper in its day. And that's one thing they don't disappoint with that. I'm excited about a new game coming out in the Witcher universe, though, um, it's called Blood of the Dawnwalker. So looking forward to that. That's going to be pretty epic, I think. Um, the intro of the game is like a 2.5 hour movie. Nice. Wow. I don't know. Ubisoft I just wish they would reconsider their DRM because you already have Steam DRM. Whatever. John DFW, outside of baseball, he plays PGA Tour 2025, City Skylines Flight Sim. Love, man. Microsoft Flight Sim, but some night on a baseball chinwag, we're gonna fly around the ballparks and stuff while we're talking. Microsoft Flight Simulator is a thing of beauty. So, John, do you play City Skylines 1 or 2? Because I've heard even on a really powerful system, City Skylines 2 just runs like crap, and I have like all the DLC for the first City Skylines, and I'm totally happy with it. So um, there is that. All right, so baseball announcements that I made at the top of the broadcast. Clay Dreslov, for those of you who are interested. The next baseball mogul, let me bring it up because I want to give you exact dates and stuff like that. So for those of you who might be interested in baseball mogul, you probably will want to know this. Um, Let me see. By the way, there's 2 days left, guys. Save 10% on Out of the Park baseball. Pick it up. It's $44 for ridiculously deep, deep, deep baseball game. Yeah, here we go, guys. All right, so I'm gonna bring this over so you guys can see as well, because I'm a nice fella in that way. All right, here we go. Baseball Mogul 2025. This is Good Morning Baseball fans. Baseball Mogul 2025 will be released Thursday, March 27th. He says, also known as opening day if you don't count the Tokyo series. Well, I do. It is baseball season now. Don't make me wait longer. Game has been in beta testing for the last month, but you can still sign up here to play the beta version and help finalize the 2025 rosters and player ratings. So there's improvements to the play-by-play screen, which, let's face it, it could use them. He says he's made several improvements to play-by-play season. This includes some options requested by users and more accurate pitch ratings. Well, it's about time. He says he's also added access to an entirely new database of individual pitch using derived from 23 years of pitch effects data. You can read more about these changes here. I have no idea what that means. So the improvements to the play-by-play screen, several improvements have made to the read more. No price increase. Wake of widespread inflation, he's keeping Baseball Mogul at the same price of $39.95. It's been at for the last 6 years. I'll also be sending out a coupon next week that gives you, newsletter subscribers, a 40% discount. So, guys, I am going to go ahead and at 40% off. I'll buy it, show it on the channel. He says, and he's very, very straightforward. He said this year's version doesn't feature a lot of huge changes, but he's been enjoying the opportunity to go through requests and implement what he can. Of course, we know he's busy with his baby, and again, never heard a bad word against it. Season ticket baseball. He says, I've been able to do this because of your support, and I look forward to continuing this work through the rest of the year. So when that's released next Tuesday, I will pick it up. Well, no, when I get the coupon, I should say. When I get the coupon, I will get it. And we'll show it off. Again, it's going to look pretty much as it did. And there's a lot of good about Baseball Mogul. I just think now, again, with everything that Out of the Park Baseball offers now, there's really not any competition there at all. Just none. There's none. Yep. So yeah, I'm gonna do the discount and buy it like from him though. Um, so let me see what do we got here. We're gonna bring up Steam. Oh, Atom Fall. Okay, yeah, yeah. I've heard nuclear disaster has left Britain in. Oh my goodness gracious. New survival action. We'll see you explore, scavenge, craft, barter, and fight your way through beautifully created scenery in search of answers. Wow, that looks really cool, actually. Coming March 27th. So there you go, guys, for those of you who are looking for that. And there's even implied nudity, whatever that means. I guess it's implied. I don't know how something is implied nudity. Is that sort of something like kind of? Never mind. Never mind. Okay. Sean says because he doesn't get Out of Park on pre-order, he's passing on that too. Oh no. Oh no, I'm gonna have to gift it to you, man. We're gonna have to friend up on Steam, man, because Sean, I can't have you without. I can't have you without Out of the Park baseball. It's just I won't accept it. I will not accept it, my friend. So John plays City Skylines 2 more. Okay, there's a big update that came out. So is City Skylines 2 any better optimized? Because I've heard that it's like crap for optimization. That's why I've kind of held off holding a trigger. I love city builders. You know, like Planet Coaster 2's out, but everything I've read, they're like, yeah, I just play Planet Coaster. So some of these games, it's like, okay, how much more can you really do? So I think I'll wait until I see, again, I don't care, even if you have a good PC, a poorly optimized game is no excuse. But keep an eye on it, man. Should play just fine in a 4070. I hope so. I mean, it's not a 5,000 series card, but it's still pretty decent. So, but yeah, I guess that's it. I've been wanting to pull the trigger on Starfield, but it just kind of looks like a little bit more realistic and much smaller version of like No Man's Sky. So I think I'm gonna pass on Starfield until it goes on deep sale or something. So they did make performance improvements. Okay, that's good because I mean I've heard it was sort of like you know a hippo with a catalog on its back or something like that. So guys, any suggestions? Sean already has one serious one at least for our Saturday night baseball chinwag. Hopefully we'll have Sean on. We'll talk about his experiences doing an entire season playthrough through a game that we have freely available in our Ned McGreevy Discord, and that, of course, is Pure Sin Baseball. So Sean can talk about his experiences there. D. Scott Howard talked about having a topic, why are those Dodgers so damn good? So that should bring a lot of fireworks. And there's Nathaniel, Advocate 8 He says, good evening, everyone. Got your taxes done tonight. My apologies for being late. No need to apologize. Man, I'm not getting shit back. We had $14 back this year on a refund. What a joke. So, you didn't commit to talking about it. All right. You might be committed by then. Okay, well, if not, we'll do something with it anyhow. We'll do something with Pure Sim people. I'm really, really, really stoked so much about. There I am, see, dating myself there, 1990s. I'm stoked, man. Um, but how people have received this game so positively, Pure Sim baseball. So Sean Sullivan, damn it, get to work on the next one. Get to work. Get to work. Get to work. Just give the Dodgers the World Series trophy and save our time, says John DFW. I was talking to some guy, a customer at work today, and he's a big Yankees fan. And he, of course, no love there, Yankees Dodgers, but he was kind of saying the same thing. It's like, yep, they're gonna buy another one. So who knows? Who knows? We'll see. They're just 1-0 right now, aren't they? Or I haven't been keeping up. I just know they won the first game against Chicago. So anyhow, hopefully we could all meet up on late Saturday night and have a little baseball chin wag. All right, so Nathaniel purchased Out of the Park 26, and he loves it. And well, you should, my friend. It's again, it's silly to say it. It was each successive version of game you want it to be the best version, and Out of the Park 26 is amazing. I have yet to jump into just how deep now the draft goes. I was looking at some of the screens, and it's like, holy moly, it's crazy. So big plans for the McGreevy League. It's definitely going to be an Out of the Park 26. No ifs, ands, or buts. With the player development lab, it's going to have managers give them a chance. And they don't even have to own the game if you want to join the McGreevy League. We'll do everything here from master control. You want to put some players in to develop them and stuff like that. I want to make McGreevy this time, and I don't know where Ken Castro is, but we're going to make the McGreevy League this time a multi-season league. I figure since Field of Dreams indirectly grew out of the original McGreevy through the Shanks League and whatever, thought we would do that, but we're going to limit trading. But what I want to focus on with the McGreevy League is that sort of off-season player development and stuff like that. So there's not going to be any drafting of players in the old way that we did it. The only thing that's going to be random is the draft order. So, but I've got to get in deep and figure out how this deep, deep, deep drafting system now works in out of the park baseball. So hang in there, guys. Hang in there, guys, for that. Am I going to have a tutorial about the game? Defense Department removes and swiftly restores web page about Jackie Robinson. That, oh my God. So that's like, so I am going to make this statement now, now, now. Because this isn't politics. This is about revisiting a past that, right? So the big story, of course, the other night was the United States Marine Band was forced to cancel a concert with a high school band of kids of color. Ugh. And then to remove information about Jackie Robinson, what's next? I'm sorry, but that's unacceptable. I don't care if you're on the left, you're on the right. You know what? I think back to Jesse Owens' 1936 Olympics. There in front of Hitler and all his goons, absolutely shamed the master race. You started racing history, man. That's not cool. And Jackie Robinson, what he did for not just baseball, but what he did for sports, what he did for minorities, and have to keep quiet for 3 years and all that stress on Jackie. I think it killed him early. This man was a star athlete, served his country admirably. So this isn't just about what he did as a baseball player. And people, you know what? I don't care. If you're a Trump fan, okay, go for it. But if you're going to permit this kind of shit, this isn't. Jackie Robinson didn't get into baseball because of the dreaded DEI. Jackie Robinson got in there because he was a talented baseball player. He's in the Hall of Fame not for being the first person of color in modern baseball, so the first black baseball player since the 1880s. Jackie Robinson was a great baseball player. So it's a good thing the Department of Defense put that back up there. That is not cool. Super, super not cool. Mistakes don't happen down here, pal. I'm sorry. But anyhow, Truth Hurts Wilkie, thank you for coming in. So, Nathaniel, what are you? You're attending several meetings, trying to save the disability. I know, right? Yes, they do. So Nathaniel, let me know what kind of tutorial you want. If you're talking about like for the draft for out of the park baseball, you're gonna have to wait for a little bit on that one because I do have to I have to explore it because it's just a whole different animal. Be glad to do that. I think you already know how to do the all other stuff, ballparks, things like that. So yep, love Jackie, but I know Jackie was in the army. Jackie was in the army. Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you, for Chris, for bringing that up. They have embroidered logos, so another new mod. Guys, we're going to bring up Steam here for a second. Um, hopefully. So give me a sec here, and I'll show you what Chris is talking about. Updating Steam, so we'll just let it update for a minute. Yeah, they do look cool. In fact, I want to see if Mike Garland stuff is up yet. I really want to get back to that too, because moving everything over, and that way I can just uninstall Out of the Park 25. But that's always that thing. Every year with Out of the Park, it's like, okay, now I've got to import all this and make sure all this is here and there and the other thing, right? So yeah, embroidered logos, pretty cool touch. So I'm just gonna let this come up here and we'll have a look. So Christopher Slovak, guys, he has started a crazy new project, an 8-hour broadcast on this one or something, and so I'm really excited. I'm hoping it's baseball related. I haven't had a chance to check it out yet, but I will. So, all right, Steam coming up. So the only bad thing, they are dark on the regular screen. Ah, okay. I haven't even downloaded those embroidered logos yet. Chris? Do you know? Do they auto load the way like all any of the other logos do? Like so, do you have a choice, or is this something like you would have to load for each team? I mean, I could, we can find out here pretty quickly. I just want Steam to come up and then we'll exit out of Action PC. I'm getting a weird. Okay, you have to see. Okay, you have to use the filter option. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I've been trying to. I wanted to redo how to create a sort of AI draft in Action PC Baseball, and I keep getting a divide by zero error. I'm not sure why. The database is in there, and this worked in Out of the Park 24. I did a video on it, but I wanted to do one for, or I'm sorry, in Action PC 24. Can't get it to work in 25. I'm going to have to put a post up there in the Action PC forums and say, why am I getting a divide by zero? Because we know we can't divide by zero. It's impossible. Warframe. Any Warframe players out there? I know ID Jester is. So tomorrow, guys, Steam sale is over. So I grabbed some good deals. At least I thought. Marvel Midnight Suns, I picked up that and all the DLC for like 18, 19 bucks or something. So there we go. Welcome to, yeah, there we go. I've been playing Inquisitor. God, I love it. I love that game. Let's go to Out of the Park 26. Let's shut this down first. Shut it down, baby. There we go. All right, now we're in Steam. Let's go to Out of the Park 26, which is updating as we speak. Okay, so Sean says that his son's big fan. Warframe's such a fast paced game. It's crazy. And one of the coolest free to play games out there too. And I can't play first person shooters, but it's third person. I can play Warframe and it's fun. I'm just gonna let this update, guys. I know we got a little bit of a. Actually, I don't even know if Steam is up on your screen. Probably isn't. Oh yeah, it is. There we go. Cool. I forgot with OBS, I kind of have to slide things forward. Outer Worlds is cool. I think there's gonna be another one of those. I have so much like stuff in this Steam library. It's pretty sick. So, Parkitect, by the way, Parkitect's such a fun game. Don't get me started. Sean has been saying play some non-baseball on the channel, but I branded this so much as a baseball channel now that that's not going to work. I would have to just what I could do is start a new channel, but stream onto Beatles Eternally, and maybe that's the way I'll do it. Because I know some of you guys play stuff other than baseball, as do I. So maybe we'll do it. Like here's a game I'd like to show up because I know we have a lot of strategy heads here. Is Paladin's Oath. If you've ever played Mage Knight, which is a really, 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 really fun game, this is as close as you're going to get to Mage Knight on the computer, unless you're going to play it on Tabletop Simulator. But this would be if Gloomhaven and Mage Knight had a baby, it'd be Paladin's Oath, and this is super, super, super cool, and also brutally difficult, but fun stuff. So there are games I do want to show off and play a little bit. Okay, it's validating. We can visit the workshop, actually, anyhow. We want us doing that. So what is available here? So there they are, the embroidered MLB team logos. We also have white outlined MLB logos. A bunch of ballparks collections. Nothing here from Mike Garland yet. Damn it. Let's look at these embroidered MLB logos. Let's see. Let's have a look-see. Oh, wow, those look really nice. Those look really cool. Oh, I like those. Oh, yeah. Let me see. So, here we go, guys. It says, Mike Cost 23 has put together a comprehensive historical primary logo set of all Major League Baseball teams since 1901, applying an embroidered look meant to evoke patches and embroidered logos of the past. Will be placed inside the okay. This will be prevent them from being overwritten by patches from out of the park. Flexibility to choose logo set for one sim, another set of logos for a different save. Oh, nice. Oh yeah. Okay, we're subscribing to this bad boy. There we go. So super, super, super cool. World's Worst Gamer says, by the way, if anyone wants to see a really good EA NHL player, that is my son. All right, well, I'm going to bring that up here. I'm going to immediately pause it, though, because I've got... Oh, there we go. Oh, nice. Okay, there we go. There we go. So, go ahead and subscribe to that, guys. Check it out there. Peyton DeMarco, or 1310. Yeah, I'm going to subscribe there. Now he's got 10 subscribers. Thanks, Sean. I'm seeing a decided lack of baseball there, but it's all good. I know you said he's a big hockey fan, so cool. I just did. I just subbed. Just subbed. All right. We'll hang out here for a few more minutes because I do want to see what this what these embroidered logos look like. So I beg your indulgence while Out of the Park 26 finishes what it's doing. We're not going to play a game. We're just gonna look. We're gonna look. We're gonna look. We're gonna look. Lansdowne Street. So this is he says, I love the set and thrilled Mike let me upload it. If you're reading this, give the logos more real estate in the upper left of the screen. So, out of the park developments, if you're reading this. Okay. So we're getting, now this is doing the update of this mod. So all the mods are good. There's all kinds of great ballpark mods. Of course, Mike Silva's, AS Rivkin, Flying Canuck, um, plus all the ballparks that you can find, like for minor leagues and stuff like that. Um, for Allen Park baseball, this game. I mean, this game does have it all. It's got it all. And if these things are in the format I think they're in, you could use these in Action PC actually too. So there is that. There is that as well, gents. So, all right, let's jump into Allen Park Baseball 26 for a minute. And let's go ahead and let these logos install, and then we'll find them. La, da, da, da. You could also use these logos probably in Pure Sim Baseball. So there you go. All right. 2 new subs for Sean's son. So guys, let's show some love here. Okay, so let me see. Continue. Let's just do this continue. No, let's load a game. Let's do the 1970s because everybody's going to be more familiar with 1970s teams. So let's bring this in. This is a Mike Garland mod. I'm still bringing over all these classic MLB teams from 25 from Mike Garland. I'm probably going to have to do that with the integrated mod because I'm just too impatient for him to get it done for 26. I haven't seen Mike in ages. Oh, speaking, I was thinking of something too. For the few Baseball for Windows fans out there, besides, myself and a couple others, Derek Bain has done a series, 2 videos showing you how to do drafts in Baseball for Windows and also for old time baseball. And he taught me something there I didn't know before. So if you guys remember, I was talking about old time baseball from Stormfront Studios. I said, well, yeah, all the hitters come in, all the switch hitters come in as righties. You can actually switch them and make them switch hitters. So might cause me to revisit the game again. It's a fun one. All right, let's go to the Pirates and let's go to their settings and let's look at logos. Let's look at logos. So we're just going to change this Pittsburgh Pirate logo up here. And let's see if we see anything kind of cool here. Team logo, let's select. And they said it's in embroiders. So I got to go all the way out of Allen Park 24, where I've been grabbing everything right now. And that should have put that into 20. Oh, wait, shit. I'm sorry. I got to go back. You know what? I forgot to do something. I have to go back to the Out of the Park start screen because Out of the Park is very different when you're working with Workshop. So after you subscribe to something in most games, it just installs it. This game, you have to actually go to Workshop Central and you've got to actually do this and I have to actually install it. So let's let it do that. Wow, that was fast. That was really fast. Okay. So let's continue this game. Go back and look at some logos here. All right. Since I'm doing the Buccos, let's go to team settings. And let's go to logos and textures. And let's select a logo. And we got to go up and up and up and down to Allen Park 26. And it's supposed to be in a subdirectory called embroidered, which I must have done something wrong because I don't see it unless they're within, maybe it's a subdirectory of logos. So let's see. Oh yeah, there we go, embroidered logos. Oh wow, it even has these for leagues and stuff like that. How cool is that? All right. Yeah, he's not kidding around. It's got everything in it. Everything in it. Let's look at the Pittsburgh Pirates, and we're using that around the 19. Let's do this one. See what it looks like. Okay, so it's very subtle, but it is very cloth looking. You guys look here on the right hand or the left hand side of the screen. So let's see what it looks like out there with. Oh yeah, I like it. It's more subdued looking. It definitely has that patch. So nice job, man. Nice job. I could definitely see using this in a project. Let's look at a couple others. Um, let's look at. I don't know. Let's do the Tigers next. Yeah, blah blah blah. Okay, come on, switch over to the Tigers. Okay, switch over to the Tigers. I'll do it this way then. Bite me. There we go. All right, let's find the Tigers in the embroidered ones. So select. And am I still in the? Yes, I am. So Detroit Tigers, whatever year this is, I don't know. 64 to 93. Load. Yeah. So if it, you'd have to be like looking. You're not going to see it very well on the stream, but if you look, you actually see this nice kind of embroidered look to it. So very, very cool. Well done, man. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Aaron Reed. Oh yeah. So well then, Nate, you would be very interested. It's a great, great draft tutorial for baseball for Windows. Aaron Reed says he's playing in the background. 1911. Now I'm doing a 1911 replay on APA. So great minds think alike. Cool. Mike Silva is doing a live scoreboard video right now. So the live scoreboard. Hey D Scott, the live scoreboard is super cool and out of the park baseball. So little touch there that you would find in MLB The Show. Sometimes you see the player up there and everything like that, but you will also see the line score moving along too. So it is a live scoreboard. I don't know that it works with his parks, but it works with the parks that come with the game. So all right, I said I wasn't going to do this. We're not going to play a game per se, but we're going to play a game. Let me get back and act as the, well, let's just go to scores. Doesn't matter. Just so you guys can see. Oh, no, I can't use this league because these are all Mike Silva ballparks. So I can't do it. I wanted to show you guys. Let's say this. I wanted to show you the new. We would have to start. Let's go back to the start screen. I probably can't show it to you in here. Shit. Because I've got this installed on two different computers and I don't have the other one hooked in yet for streaming. We can just use this 2000. Oh no, this is Drive for the Pennant. Damn it. Myths League. There we go, because I use the new ballparks for that. So I'll show you what that looks like. It's pretty cool. Aaron loves MLB The Show 25. Just picked it up. For anybody that's in the Fields of Dreams Discord, maybe go check out what Mike's doing there. So, Pirates, White Sox. Let's just go ahead and let's see what's up here. All right, let's go to Reds, Phillies, Noodles, Hahn, Kurt Schilling. We'll manage this game for a minute. And let's go to the ballpark. So there, okay, so you can see there's a picture of Ed Roush. It's up there. You're seeing lineups, everything like that. And here's the line score. And this will update as the game is going along. So for those of you who play MLB The Show, here you go. Nice little touch. These are now, this is not a passive thing anymore. Let's change our view up a little bit. And let me see what if home plate will give us. We're not going to get a good view of the scoreboard. I want to try to give us something to give us a good view of the scoreboard. That's not going to do it. Shit. So you got to kind of look around a little bit to find it, but it's neat. It's really, really neat. Shit. Oh well, at least you get a tour of the parks. That's kind of nice. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. We're gonna keep the whole game on this. Um, not the whole. You know what I mean? What did I pick here anyhow? Home play camera, right? There we go. Home play camera, and action view will be home play camera. Okay, so here we go. There's Ed Roush, and let's let it go as we do our little um, fly around of Citizens Bank Park. Okay, so Roush retired, and there's Heine Grow. So what a nice touch. What a nice touch. Okay, there's Joe Morgan. I'm not going to call this game. I just want to... Oh, boy, did he tattoo that one, huh? Okay. And sides are going to switch. And there's Bobby Abreu. But now you notice over here, there's a 0 for Cincinnati. So this is going to keep updating in real time. So super cool addition. I love it. Look, shows the count. 1, 2. See it over there? There's the count. And high pop fly to short. And Dave Concepcion has it for out number 1. Count, everything resets. So you're basically seeing this screen down here, this in here, and then you're getting his number and his position. So what would be nice, which is really, really hard to see in this right now, though, would be to have, like, let me see, sort of a little better view of who's up or whatever, but I still think it's great. And I haven't seen any weird moonwalks or anything in this game. There's a Delahanty. Oh, 1 pitch. Oh, Delahanty sends this one out to... Oh, and it's out of here. Yep, they are smoother. Still a ways to go. I would agree with that, but just, the ballparks look better. I don't know what they've done with the graphics. And you can generate your own ballparks in this game too now, by the way. And use them in a historical context, which is neat. I'm asking myself, I said, I'm not going to play an out of the park game, so I don't know. I think this adds so much to the game now. So, of course, the question would be, will Mike be able to make these work with his newer versions of the parks? Obviously, they would be out of place in a park from 1915 or something, but this is actually a nice view. I like this view. Look out. And Frank Robinson's got himself a double. Ashburn playing it off the wall. We'll let this one play out here. All right, here's Pete Rose. Top of the second. Pete Rose takes inside. Ball 4. All right, here's Ernie Schnoz Lombardi. 3-1 pitch on the way. Lombardi swings, hard ground ball to third, and they are going to turn it. How about it? All right, two-way runner on third, and that'd be Frank Robinson. Here's Joey Votto. 3-1 pitch. Votto swings this one up the middle, and that's a 6-3 putout. So there we go. So there you go, guys. Live scoreboard. One of the many new features of out of the park baseball. Sean says gone. Sean's like in the game now. I got 10 people watching. We'll just do this without a call. We'll just talk. We'll have fun. Richie Ashburn. Here we go. Little number up the first base line, and this will be to Joey Votto. He's going to take this one unassisted. Noodles Hahn now. 1-2 pitch. Oh, this one bounces off the pitcher. So I would like to see him react. So I'm hoping as editions go on and out of the park baseball, that you're going to see things like on a 6-4-3 double play, right? You know, I want to see that relay from the second baseman, the shortstop, and I want to see him leaping over the runner and throwing to first. That's that's classic baseball right there. So hopefully in time that will be some kind of thing we'll see. Here's Von Hayes for your Philadelphia Philly fans. 2-2 pitch. Ooh, oh, Von Hayes on for an error. How about that? You know, and bearing in mind, guys, that, I mean, for all the graphics and bells and whistles, at its heart, this is a text baseball sim. So, all right, who do we got up here? Here's Concepcion, Noodles Hahn on deck. Pitcher animation seems better this year. Concepcion with an infield hit. Noodles Hahn going to bunt him over. Yep. Gets it down. Concepcion's going to make second. So there's the sacrifice. All right, here's center fielder Ed Roush. Here's another guy. We were talking about Bill Terry. This guy would hold out for money, too. Very much prototype of modern player. Here's the throw to third. Safe. So Concepcion steals third with one down. Ed Roush back in the box. 1-0 pitch. Roush swings. Hard grounder to first. And Von Hayes would take this 3 unassisted. All right, Concepcion at third. Here's Heine Groh. Nothing for 1. 2-1 count. And he swings. Grounder to short. This should end the inning, and indeed it does. Can you change the the color of the baseball trail? I don't think you can. And I like the yellow. It's very easy to see when you're calling a game. But I don't think you can. But let me look. Again, a gazillion options here in this. So, draw ball arc. Yeah, you can't change it. It's just, you can just never, on just replays and blah blah. So I always have it at always. I just like it. It's a lot easier to see. But no, you can't. But that's alright. Kind of looks like the old Telestrator thing, right? This is Bobby Abreu. One out. So you're going to see a little hitch every once in a while, but that's just because doing a lot with the PC before I came on tonight. The new PC, there's obviously, as you would expect, there's no hitches, but I've got to do a lot of cleaning on this computer. Oh, there we go. That's going to be trouble. Jimmy Rollins gets one down in the corner. And he's going to stop at second. The most polarizing baseball digital text sim baseball game out there is the one you're looking at. People either love this thing or they hate it. All right. Yeah, I think we've seen enough of a live scoreboard. You guys get the idea. So we're gonna save this game and leave because this one looks like it's gonna be a good one. The other thing I want to show you really quickly for those of you who might be interested. Let me save. I always save the game, even though it automatically saves anyhow. I like to do that. I'm just very anal. I want to show you just how to get into Drive for the Pennant because you can get confused. Okay, and then we'll get out of here. Neither do I, John. I do not get it. I just so Sean says he wish you could change it to white line like a baseball. So when you go to new game, right? So you're gonna see this thing here, Drive for the Pennant. This is only for the current season, so this will be for 2025. But if you want to play Drive for the Pennant the way John is in 1993, you actually have to go to New Historical Game. And I don't mess around with challenge mode. Maybe I will someday. Um, so here we go. So now, Out of the Park Baseball has 6 distinct play modes. And if you want to play Drive for the Pennant, you do Drive for the Pennant, and then you pick your year, and boom, you go. So I really suggest you guys try Drive for the Pennant. Super, super cool. That's new for every season now in Major League Baseball. So I don't know. There's nothing else to show really. I mean, this this game is such a damned rabbit hole. Um, with what you can do with it, it's insane. I can show you guys how to import some stuff if you want from your Out of the Park 25 version, if you want, um, what have you. But it's pretty much where we are as far as this goes. In any game that you have, so we're in this Myths League. You can save games as quick starts and stuff like that. So I can, you want to switch over to PCs or just whatever. So want to sell it to people more? Show your results in the Facebook groups. Yeah, and yeah, so John mentions to Sean. He says he thinks that historical plays much more realistically now. I have to agree. They're constantly striving, and historical's hard, um, but they're doing it, and they're doing it very well, I think. And I'm very very pleased with what I'm seeing so far. Now, that being said, in something like this Myths League or whatever, you can't really judge that because of normalization. But I'm doing some stuff like a 1965 replay that so far is playing properly. Now I haven't gone back yet and really tried something like 1908 or 1932 or something like that, going further back in baseball, or even the 19th century at this point. But it's playing better than it ever has. High praise. So so we will see. Yeah. So Sean's going to go off and have some chocolate pudding. That's probably a good sign for me to, I guess, jump off too, because I sure would like to have some chocolate pudding, but I don't have any around here. Damn it! So there you go. There you go. So file. Ba ba da da ba ba. Quick start and save current game as a quick start, which is what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna call this myths and save it, so that way I can bring it over onto my other PC. That's how you do it, guys. So I'll show you that one more time, what I just did. So if you want to have this on another PC, you want to switch it, you make it a quick start game, and then you import it, which is very, very simple to do. So I'm going to load up another game here so you can see, because I love, you know me, man, I love doing tutorials. Didn't expect to go 2 hours tonight, but here we are. Hardcores are still sticking in here. That's cool. We topped out at, I don't know, around 15 viewers, 16 viewers. So for our little family, that's pretty good. So if you load in a game here, so let's say I wanted to take, actually, no, let's do this because I want to do this anyhow. Let's do a new game, and I'm going to bring in a quick start. Do I want to do a quick start game? Yeah. There we go. So these are the ones Mike Garland did. All right. So here's 1950 to 69. Okay. So I'm going to do, I'm just going to call this 50-69. Okay. So then we're going to create this game. And so this will make it playable on this PC. Um, this doesn't use a Steam cloud save. I wish it would. Out of the park cannot load this. Oh, you know why? I have to first import this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Here I am trying to show you what to do here. Let's go back to the main menu, and we have to import. My bad, guys. All right, so we are here in out of the park 25, and we got to go up, 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 because I haven't created any of these yet. Okay, so you got to go up and you got to find it. You got to go to your Steam directory. So we got to go way out, way out, way out, and program files. It's sort of a pain in the ass, but it's not so bad. It's not so bad. Okay. God, did I just go past Steam? I know I'm tired because I can't. If I'm not seeing things alphabetically, duh. Oh shit, where'd it go? Where are you, Steam? I know I do. I have it on my C drive? Maybe I don't. Maybe I have it somewhere else. Yeah, it's out of the Park Baseball 8. So I must have it on D. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Let's go to D. And this is where I'll probably find it. There it is. Steam. Steam apps. And common. And then Alapac 25. Data. And then we got to go to quick stats. There we go. So there's 50 to 69. Make sure you've got the world dat file in there. And so 50-69. Import. Yes. Game already exists. Okay. So now I've got to load it. Oh no, it doesn't exist. So this will happen if you mess up. You got to do this. You got to delete it because it actually doesn't exist. I'll show you why. Because when you create that, it creates that folder. And if you see only 450 files, you know you haven't done it correctly. All right, so this is what I've brought in so far. Okay, so let's cancel. Also, restore is really good. You should back up your games. I learned that like very, very badly. Okay, so we're going to bring this in. 50-69. Now it's doing what it's supposed to do. And you only need to do this if you're moving from an earlier version to a later version. This is how you do it, so you can keep playing. And then it's also, this is the only way to move it from one PC to another unless you want to use a zip drive or the cloud or whatever. But we're here now. The only thing is you know, it's, well, we don't have any scores yet or anything, so it's basically going to start it all over. All right, but then I can save this game as a quick. I've already brought it in. but I want to save it out then as a quick start, and then I'll be able to bring it into this. So that's all you do. But if we were to do this right now, it's here. And just do some tidying up and we're ready to rock. All right, don't fire, don't try yourself too much from us. Yep, wide awake because you slept all bloody day till 6:30 p.m. Good man, good man. Hey, Mike, that is cool. That is cool. Mike, I heard you're doing a live scoreboard. So I'm going to ask you the burning question. Are you going to be able to adapt that to like your newer, I mean, because it's going to look out of place in a 1915 ballpark, but do you have any plans of maybe, or can you implement that feature into your ballparks, my friend? So Mike Silva here, everybody, who's made these great ballpark mods for us, and the uniform mod, by the way. Just curious, Mike, if there's any way to do it. Yep, yep, I did, Sean. That's the it's one nice thing that they do. Clay still charges you for the game. I beta tested Sports Mogul and I still had to buy it. So bah. Hey Jamie, how you doing? Um, so Sean says Mike's too busy. Oh, then it went away. Yeah, it's not. You still had to put time into it. Exactly. So yeah, Mike. Holy shit, he's Mike too busy trying to win his first Fields of Dreams championship. Yeah, the day after this release, Mike had his ballpark mod up there, much to the happiness of everybody. So thank you, Michael. I still got to get over there and say hi. Jamie, how are you doing? How's the uh, how's the Sports Gaming Journal, man? Hopefully it's doing well. Good to see some old faces in here. I miss you guys. Season 9. You guys are going into season 9 or like the end of season 9. God, it's crazy. Just crazy. This guy doesn't stop. So Mike's saying hi to everybody. Okay, so Jamie has a new issue out. So guys, if you're a member of either or both the Nebagreevy Discord and the I don't know what they call it now, Sports League Replays of Dreams or something, you'll see links stuff in the McGreevy Discord. Either way, there are channels, sub channels in there set up for Jamie's Sports Gaming Journal. Definite must reads. Jamie is a brilliant writer, and loves history, and this is really good stuff. If you're you play sports sims games, Jamie is such a great source. So, and I think he should be charging for these. Just my opinion, but Jamie, you should be charging. They're that good. All right. Oh, so look at this. There you go. So Mike Silva said he just made a video tutorial on how to add scoreboards to parks and out of the park 26 for you modders out there. So just think of it, guys. Like, again, they're not going to look right. I mean, so Three River Stadium didn't have those full color scoreboards in the 70s, but even to have those interactive scoreboards with Mike's ballparks, I think that's super cool. So, Mike, a billion thank yous again, man. A billion thank yous for that. Man, now I have so much more stuff I got to watch. Anyhow, in my opinion, Out of the Park is just everybody was worried. I remember I'm going to bring up this 1965 again because I might do a game later or tomorrow night back in 1965. Um, Everybody was very worried with Marcus Heinsohn not officially with the company anymore. That this is there were some people saying, "Ah, this is it." Not in our community, but people were saying, "That's it. This is the end." Doomsayers of the of out of the park baseball because Marcus is gone. Marcus still had a hand in developing things, but he's not. He's passed the torch. But in my opinion, this game is like what they've done with player development 2.0, adding drive for the pennant everywhere. The drafting system now, which is really insanely deep. Um, again, adding the cosmetic things with the scoreboards. This game is just going to keep improving as it has every single year. To be honest with you, there was only one version of this game. I wasn't terribly fond of Out of the Park 24. It was still good. But 25 was amazing. 26 is like just off the charts. I love it to death, man. Love it to death. So, all right, guys. That is it. We're at 2 hours and 24 minutes. Chris Slovic has broken the streaming record. He's gone over 8 hours just on a broadcast. So, Dwayne Martz, you and I are rookies now. So, guys, you still have a few more days to get this at 10% off. It's a steal at $49.95 full price. But hey, my owner's worried right now. Come on, man. We're 2-2. It's early in the 1965 season, so cut me a break here, man. Holy shit, these guys are tough. Oh my god. Let's see. Um, Forget it. This game is such a rabbit hole. All right, Mike. Thank you, man. I got to get in the Discord some night, man. Got to talk to you. Got to talk to Jamie. Just want to say hi to everybody. I really miss everybody over there. All right. So to Sean, to Mike Silva, thank you for coming in. Sports Gaming Journal, Jamie. Thank you, Jamie. Always fun to talk to Jamie. John DFW is here. Aaron Reed, thank you, Aaron, for coming in. As always, you didn't get to sing any seventh inning stretch tonight. And Nathaniel Advocate 8 Nate was here with us. Chris Slovic, who's doing something crazy. Truth Hurts Wilkie was here. He and I are going to be puzzling over a different non-baseball thing. Figuring out how to do it. MV joined us here for a while. Tessier Ashpole, thanks, buddy, as always, for coming in. We have Hobbies Are Us, so hanging out with us. Please subscribe to that channel. Legend Sports Universe was here. Sports Time Machine was here. Always good to see Mike. Philip Reynolds joined us for a while. God, I hate this. I don't understand anybody. Clinton Parks made a rare appearance. Clee Baseball Fan 879, who is also first tonight in the ballpark, and that is it. All right. Guys, until the next time, we will see you around the batting cage. And thank you for hanging out for some action PC baseball and then just a little mucking about with out of the park baseball. And don't forget, quickly, April 14th is Digital Diamond Baseball version 13. I'm hearing that possibly this week a Pocket Pennant Run update is coming out, so look for that. March 27th is Baseball Mogul, and if you're on the newsletter, you get a 40% discount on that. So I am going to pick it up and I'll show it on the channel. There's going to be an update coming to Full Count Baseball sometime in April as well. So lots of good things happening on the digital baseball front. And as far as out of the park baseball, they're still patching this thing every day. So get those embroidered logos. They look pretty damn cool. I like them. I like them. All right, guys. Take care, and we'll see you next time. All right, good night.